All right, welcome here to Dirty South Racing tonight. They're going to be running the late models on Charlotte. 160 laps turning out here. It looks like the cars are hooked up very well. Been out there practicing a little bit with them, and cars really feel good on the track. I think we're looking for a good race here tonight. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, something different for the guys to run, and I think they've really been enjoying it. Last night we had who was it? Gary Konzelman, you said, was the fastest last night and won.
Yep.
So, all right, well, let me introduce the guys here in the booth. Ed Hewitt. Welcome, Ed, and glad to have you with me, bro.
Hey, thank you very much, Rudy. It's good to be here, man. You're talking about the elite models here. I think it's going to be a lot of fun with you guys tonight, man, at Dirty South Racing tonight. You guys get a chance to get out there, come and look them up there. They're a bunch of fun guys here. Come over and race with them. A lot of good drivers here. So yeah, man. Thank you, Rudy, again for having me in the booth.
All right, and also joining us here tonight, Brogan Launt, going to be helping us out tonight. Welcome, Mayor Brogan.
Thanks, Rudy. Looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a good night.
Yes, sir. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. These guys look like they're really having a good time out here. Next week, you'll be able to catch us. They're going to be live from Talladega. So I believe that would be in the trucks too, won't it, Brogan?
Yep, in the trucks.
All right. So that's where they'll be back here next week, Talladega. But for tonight, with the late models here at Charlotte, this looks like this is going to be really a lot of fun. I think the guys are going to be, really having a good time right here tonight. We may see some cautions, but Charlotte, like a fan favorite, we've all cut our teeth on this track. We've all ran street stocks on here when we started in iRacing, so really not a stranger to the track. And now the late model might be a little different story, but it runs pretty much similar to the street stocks. Might be just a tick faster, but pretty much about the same as the street stocks out here.
Yeah, it's a little different. It's got that long third gear. It's a little bit longer than most people might be used to in the restarts.
Yeah, it does. It takes quite a bit of time to get these things up to full song, and but they're a lot of fun to drive, and they're very stable out here. And these things they're like a workhorse. They're like a big old tank. You can just beat and bang on them, and they don't seem to really hurt them all that much. Not as much as some of the other cars.
I'd like to bring you back a little memory lane there, Rudy, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Logan. The late model, when you're talking about the street stocks actually, Rudy, have more horsepower than these late models. What happened is the late models, like you said, they're a little heavier car. The street stocks, like Camaros, those kind of mods that came out back in the 80s, they were lighter. Actually, the bodies were a little lighter on these late models. So I just want to give you back a little memory lane there.
Oh yeah, cool. All right, well, I made a little change on this setup. So Philip Carsley just blew his engine. I'm going to go back out here and try this one more time. And I'll give you a little trip around the track and see if you like it. You see, I've been running like 7th in practice here. I keep going backwards as the guys get faster.
Yeah, there's some fast cars in here tonight. It's going to be exciting.
Sorry about that, Brogan. I was already walk over top of you there. We're talking about what Rudy was talking about when they're getting faster is that they dump some fuel. Once you dump some fuel out of the back of these cars, you make it go a little faster. It takes the weight out of them.
Yeah, but does it make it looser in the turns?
I don't think it could make it a little looser. It depends on the setup. We're made to set up for these cars. But like I said, there's all kinds of different setups that these guys worked on, and that will change as you run this track. Yeah, you can get looser. Tires will, if you're going one way and you go the other way. It's all about throttle control tonight at Charlotte here tonight. So look out for that. I'm looking for 2 wide. I hope tonight, if these guys don't settle down, maybe we see a lot of single in-line racing tonight. So we'll see what happens tonight, Lou.
Yeah, definitely, like Brogan was saying, kind of hard to pass with these cars on this track. So I think you're right. We may see a lot of inline racing. Not necessarily blocking, but people trying to hold that low line and maintain their speed and stay out ahead of everybody.
Yeah, you got that right, Rudy. And that's what I'm looking forward to seeing. Like you said, it's not going to be a lot of hard racing up on that high side. If they do, well, you better have something to go with, because the preferred line is the bottom probably. But I always thought the per line for me would be like the middle lane or the high side. But like I always said, you got to have a driver to line them up on the 2 or 3 cars in a row. You might get by the bottom side, but I doubt that with these kind of cars here, Rudy. So I'm expecting that's where all these cars are going to be ended up on the low side of the track.
Yeah. And I noticed the draft is very strong here with these cars.
Yeah, if you can follow somebody in line, Rudy, and get a good draft at the car, maybe you can follow them. Oh no, I just popped the motor, I think, Rudy. Running some tape, but I guess don't make me any fast.
Yeah, it don't take much to blow the motors on these things. I'm probably going to be lucky if I make it back to the line on this lap. Nope, I didn't. Oh yeah, they popped the motor pretty quick.
Close, but no cigar there, Rudy.
Yep, I was trying to put down a good lap, but 32.3, best I can get.
It's always you go around going, this is going to be the best lap I got if it just makes it there, and it just never does.
Yeah. All right, coming down to the wire here, we've got just a couple minutes left until these guys do take the 2 qualifying and see how they can turn. We're going to see who's the fastest out here tonight. Philip Carsley running in the 3rd spot here in practice. Looks like William Keogh is 2nd, and Mikey Earnhardt out in front with the fastest lap in practice. Looks like Keogh going back out, doing a little pit party here. Good timing.
Come on out, Rudy. Let's have some fun for a minute.
Well, I don't have much time left here, but I guess. Don't want to quit. All right, I'm here.
All right.
You guys are ready to roll out. I got the mic muted on the race, so I can't hear nothing.
Okay.
Look at Ed putting himself out front there.
Yep.
Oh, well, actually, I ain't got the best setup in the world here.
Protect that low line, that's the thing through this race. These drivers are going to have some patience when they're passing, especially 160 laps. There's a lot of laps to move your way up and not get frustrated and panic and cause a big wreck.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, tighten it up, guys. Tighten it up in the rear. I see guys still coming. Hold on.
Dang it, I should have put race tape on. Oh. This could be bad.
All right, guys, ready? On 1. 3, 2, 1.
Dang, beating and banging on me already.
Guys.
MaxSpeedTV making it 3 wide almost.
I've got to calm it down. That dog leg's going to get you every time.
I'm in the wall. Dang it.
Hey, it's like the last lap. You got to go for it, Rudy.
Well, I got up on the high
Keep it a
side.
good race, guys. There's not many in the field. Show these guys what we got. TV, make it 3.
I see Tim Marlowe, the 17, just joined. He's going to be a tough vehicle to beat tonight, also.
Tim Marlowe.
Yeah, I see. He just joined. So.
All right, coming down to a minute and a half till qualifying here. Ed Hewitt out in the lead. Whoa. Look at this.
I changed the gear and it went to a 291 gear. And
Is it redlining down the front stretch?
heck no, buddy. Staying around like 6.5 grams. I'll give him the room.
Look at that. What a gentleman.
Slid up a little bit.
All right, 1 minute till qualifying. Coming down to it here at Dirty South Racing. Running 160 laps here tonight. I'm looking for a very good race. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. These guys are going to really enjoy this. I'm excited. This is one car. This one and the Nationals car are probably a couple of my favorite to run. They don't have a lot of horsepower, but they got enough to make for some exciting side-by-side racing, and that's what makes it worth the while to run that kind of lap, you know. So let's see. That is the what? 32 ahead of you. Who is that?
That's a 38 of William Keogh.
William Keogh, yep. And he's second on the grid. He's gonna go by me here probably with a good fast lap. What, no bump drafting, Ed?
Oh, I try and get a little faster setup. Get off the corners better than I can.
Yep. All right, so it looks like that's going to do it for practice, because these guys are going to take to the grid now, get ready to get their setup set up and ready to qualify. So good luck to all the drivers out here tonight. So Ed, how does the car feel for you out there?
Actually, the car feels pretty good out here tonight, Rudy. I mean, it handles pretty good. I think it's all about the gearing tonight, Rudy. These guys, you know, they're pit crews and they're, you know, the drivers getting all together and figure out what kind of gearing they're going to use tonight. And I think, all in all, I changed the gearing and the car ran good on the track tonight. So that's what I'm looking forward to, some of these guys, what kind of changes they make on their cars tonight.
Cool. Brogan, you know, you've been out here racing with these guys before. Give me a list of some of the guys here that we want to kind of look out for that are going to be pretty strong.
Well, you're going to have Mikey Earnhardt. He's going to be strong. William Keogh. And Tim Marlowe. Tim Marlowe's going to be my favorite tonight for to bring this thing home, I think.
All right. And Ed, do you have a favorite for tonight?
A lot of good drivers in here. I think I'm going to go with Scott Ames tonight, Rudy, the number 55.
All right. Well, means we're picking guys here. I think I am going to go kind of with a little bit of a back slot here and go with Paul Doucette.
Sounds good.
I think, you know, he is definitely strong in a lot of the races that they run here. And I think the young man needs a break. You know, he needs a break, and I think he's going to get it tonight. I think he's going to get that chance to prove that he's got what it takes to bring this thing into victory lane. So I'm really looking for him to do this.
That's a good pick there, Rudy. I think I agree with you.
Yeah,
Young man's got some talent.
he sure does. He's definitely a good driver. So it looks like David Whiteside laying down almost a 32 flat. Oh, and Marlowe coming in with a 31.8 on his first lap. Whoa. That's a smoking fast lap right there.
It sure is.
Yeah, he's got a good vehicle, I think.
But he might be one to kind of watch. Let's see if he can maybe pull out from the field or what. But well, let's wait and see here how the guys get finished qualifying. And Hellebo, another good one. Gary Konzelman, Philip Carsley. I would not count him out. William Keogh, Ryan Sadusky, all these guys, very good drivers out here. Rod Ronimus, he always seems to be the guy that he gets caught up in all the crashes, and I feel bad for Rod sometimes. He tries to get out there and run a really good race, and he just seems to like he's a magnet to the wrecks, you know.
Yeah, it just always seems to be right there. It's just kind of unfortunate for him a lot of times. But, you know, maybe this will be a race. He'll pull out some good luck, stay clean, and bring it home.
Yeah, it'd be good to see him win it tonight.
Look at David Whiteside. Oh, David Whiteside's moved down to third.
Ooh, Mikey Earnhardt coming in with a 31.9. Which was no surprise. He was fastest in practice. And it looked like Marlowe never got out there and turned any practice laps, did he? I don't
But he
believe
put a
it.
31.880.
Yeah, what does he need to practice for, huh?
Yeah.
All right, not a big field out here tonight, but I think it's going to be a good race with just the cars that they have. It looks like we're going to have about maybe 14 drivers out on the track tonight. And Brogan, how many resets do they have? I forgot to ask that.
I believe they'll have 3 tonight, Rudy.
Three resets, okay. Very good. So that that'll kind of help these guys if they do wind up getting a little bit loose. And I'm not exactly sure what the pit window is on this. I'm just going to take a guess and say maybe around 80 laps, 80 to 90 laps.
Yeah, probably something like that. I think you're getting about 3 laps a gallon around this track. Most of them, depending on setups, but I think that's about average.
All right, let's go down through the grid here as everybody's getting ready to get on the grid. Tim Marlowe coming in with a 31.880. Very good smoking lap there. Blowing away Mikey Earnhardt. Mikey Earnhardt coming in second with a 31.912, and that's in the number 28. All right, David Whiteside going to be starting in third in the 171. Rod Ronimus in the number 3 starting in fourth. In fifth, Tor Hellebo there in this number 74. We'll get down here with a little better camera view. All right, Gary Konzelman in the numbers 4 starting 6th. In 7th, the 42 of Philip Carsley. In 8th, the 38 of William Keogh. In 9th, the 25 of Ryan Sadusky. Paul Doucette, my pick, starting there in the 10th spot in the number 51, the NASCAR.com Superstore. In 11th place, the number 55 of Scott Amy. In 12th place, the number 5 of Joe Hernandez. And I believe that's all that's on the track. We may only have 12 cars on the track tonight.
Very, very small field, so that's just good for the drivers, though, really. I mean, I hate to see a small field like that, but maybe we won't have less cautions tonight, then. Well,
that's highly possible, and that'll be good for the drivers. You know, they not having to deal with a lot of wrecks. I hope we don't see like a big pull away, you know, and maybe Marlowe just go out there and just lap the whole field. You know, I hate to see that.
Yeah, I hear you, buddy.
Well, I think of this vehicle, and you can draft, and you can actually get a pretty good draft with this still, even as heavy as it is, and not quite the horsepower. So I think that's still going to be kind of difficult tonight.
Right, right. So, all right, well, they're all taking off from the grid here and getting ready to come around to take the green flag. And Ed, would you call that down for me, please?
I sure will, Louie.
I was thinking maybe Lee might have got out there and run with the guys tonight. A small field like this, it really wouldn't take a lot of adminning, but you know, that's what it takes. So you got to have admins up in the booth watching these races and make sure everybody's following the rules.
Yeah, they do a very good job at that at Dirty South.
Yes, they do.
Pace cars in. Green flag waves, guys. Boogity, boogie, boogity, guys. Let's go racing.
All right, good deal. Marlowe's starting to pull out to a little bit of a lead already, but being closely followed. Dives down in underneath them. These guys all trying to ride that low line, though. Not what I would do, but I don't like that low line. Mike hard on his bumper. David Whiteside in third. Had a good run right off the get-go there, but managed to lose a little bit and let Mikey slide into second. So he's still riding in third, though. And like you said, these cars do have a lot of draft to them, so we'll have to see how this is going to play out for these guys. Right there in fourth, Tor Hellebo doing a great job in the number 74. As you see these guys all going single file around this track. Philip Carsley.
That's what I predict there, Rudy. I'm sorry. That's what I predict on this track tonight.
Philip Carsley in fifth now. Rod Ronimus slipped back to sixth there after that start. I'm not sure if he missed the gear or what happened there. He might have started in the wrong gear.
Oh, going up on the high side there. He's going to let him go by.
Ryan Sadusky coming down on the low side had a heck of a run on Rod Ronimus. And Rod hits the wall coming off of turn 4 a little bit. So Ryan does take that fifth position away from him. Or sixth, excuse me.
Gary Consman kind of got stuck on the outside there, slipped back a little bit. He finally just now got in line, and looks like he's starting to get comfortable.
Good deal. Yeah, up here for a battle for second place is looks like David Whiteside slides it in. Hasn't quite, okay, he did complete the pass coming to the line, so David Whiteside takes it into second place. And now third, coming up on the inside here, is the number 74 of Tor Hellebo, coming up on the inside of, looks like Mikey Earnhardt. Mikey Earnhardt up on the high side and can't get back down here, and that's going to cost him a lot of position.
It sure is, Rudy boy. When you bunch those cars at the bottom there and you're stuck up on that high side, it's just can't get down there.
And Ryan Sadusky had caught the apron there in 3. Boy, did that cost him big time.
Oh, it sure did, Rudy.
All right, Tor Hellebo in third now. And looks like Mikey Earnhardt's still stuck up on that high side.
Oh, we have a wreck. Up to 55, getting into 25, guys.
Ryan Sadusky, let's go back and take a look at this. He catches that apron. You know, and after he caught that apron in turn 3, he really never did get a very good grip back on that car. And not really sure what happened there. He may be driving with the wrong steering ratio, or just got a very loose setup or something under him. But he never did recuperate from that. And here he goes into turn 1, and he's loose again. And it looked like the 55 coming up on the high side here. And Ryan, 55 come down into him.
Yeah, that's what I showed, Rudy. The 55 came down into him a little bit and then turned him right around.
Yeah, Scott Amy there. 55 of Scott Amy. Wow. All right, well, that's we're not here to admin it. We're just calling it like we see it. Ryan Sadusky having a heck of a time making it down pit road now, trying to get this thing to his pit stall to get it fixed up. And that cost him a lot of positions. And Tim Marlowe, our previous leader, coming down pit road, stopping in his pit stall.
Sounds like Tim Marlowe's having a few issues there. He's going to get worked out and try to get back on the track.
All right. Well, he was definitely fast, and not sure exactly why you would think he was having issues, but all right.
25 Ryan Sadusky's got the car fixed. He's back out on the track, but looks like he got most of the damage fixed, but he's still having issues with that car there, Rudy.
You can't even turn it. Looks like that something's wrong with the rear end of that car there. Man, it looks like he's bent something on the back.
Something's definitely amiss with that car.
Wow.
And he's back on.
Looks like he's going to take a 2-minute toll there.
All right, well, Whiteside out front now. David Whiteside, one of the fast ones out here to watch. It looks like he may be happy with the way his setup's feeling right now and want to stay out here and lead some laps.
Tim Marlowe's just disappeared.
Let's see, Mikey Earnhardt there headed to the pit there, the 28 car.
Yeah, it looks like Tim Marlowe. Oh, no, he's back on there now.
Just beating out the pace car.
All right, only 9 laps going to be in the books here when they cross the line. So, and the first caution out already on lap 7. So this is going to kind of slow process down here just a little. But if these guys get it figured out, they're going to get back out here and run some good laps. So Tim Marlowe's led 6 laps, and so far David Whiteside's led 2. So only 2 leaders. 1 lead change.
28.
Long ways to go. 28 what?
28 Mike Earnhardt had got 4 tires. He's back on the track.
Very good.
It looks like Ryan Sadusky is going to get the lucky dog for this.
Uh-oh. Mikey Earnhardt entered the track in turn 1. I don't know if that's a hardened rule or not. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything, huh?
I don't think it's too bad under caution.
Okay.
Definitely not during a green flag pit stop.
All right. All right, back up here to our leader, David Whiteside. Still leading him around. Tor Hellebo in second. Philip Carsley going to be restarting third. Rod Vronimus fourth. William Keogh fifth. Paul Doucette sixth. Joe Hernandez. Gary Conselman seventh. Excuse me. Joe Hernandez seventh. I think they're passing each other out there on the track, messing me up. Gary Konzelman 8th, Mikey Earnhardt 9th, Scott Amy 10th, Tim Marlowe in 11th place. And Ryan Sadusky, not sure if he can get that thing figured out what the issue is, but showing him still on pit road.
Yeah, he's still sitting down there. Looks like they got a lot of work they're trying to do to get that rear end fixed so he can get that truck at least drivable to get around this track.
Yeah, something was really kind of freaky with that. Why that thing, he was really having some handling issues there.
It looked like when he hit the wall there, you guys, it looked like he bent that rear end, something to do with the rear axle there, boy, because that thing just dropped right to the ground again.
Wow.
I don't know if he broke his spring in it or what happened.
Yeah, he took a hard hit.
Sure did. I mean, he got hit 3 times out on the car, backed up against the wall, and I did that with it.
All right, Ed, they're coming down here.
Right on it, Rudy. Pace car's in. Green flag, waves one more time, boys. Let's go racing.
All right, so David Whiteside gets a really good start. And right there behind Philip Carsley in the number 42, really getting a good start with them. And it looks like Torhelbo up on the high side can't get down on the low side, and that's going to be costly to him. It looks like Ryan Sadusky comes out right ahead of these guys here, and might be staying up high to let the leaders by. Not sure. Maybe he got that thing figured out. I don't know. These guys get by him. They're probably holding their breath right now to make sure they get by him good.
You should have let him by, Rudy. He's going to stay up on that high side and let those leaders go right by him.
Well, whatever it was, he must have got it fixed up because it seems to be handled on so much better than it did right from the beginning of the race.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I think they worked on it and worked on it. Put a new rear end into that car.
Yeah. Well, I'm showing him about 3 laps down now, but he's hanging right here with the leaders.
Yeah, he sure is.
You got the number 5 of Joe Hernandez on pit road right now, Rudy.
Oh, Joe Hernandez on pit road. Okay. Wonder what happened to him. Are you hearing any chatter on the radio about it?
No, I just went by, saw he was here taking 4 tires. He's still sitting there. Don't look like he has any damage to get fixed up. I don't know what's going on with him.
Well, William Keogh up to the 3rd place now, starting to put the pressure on Philip Carsley, and they're not letting our leader David Whiteside get out there that far. These guys all running nose to tail, and I'm telling you what, they're really putting down some good laps right now. Rod Runless in 4th. Paul Doucette, my pick here, running in 5th. What?
Look at that, you're bad up there.
I'll tell you, he's a pretty good racer for a young man. I'm telling you,
Yeah, he is.
he's a good racer. You know, you always see him going up toward the front somewhere along the line. He'll get up there and challenge the leaders in some way. You know, he might not win the race, but he'll be in the top 5 anyway.
Yeah, I don't know how well they fixed that 25 car of Ryan Sadusky too much here, Rudy. He's kind of on the high side, having a lot of trouble there, still kind of getting loose a little bit still.
Well, maybe if he can get this back down in behind these guys as all the leaders gone by him, he might be able to run a little bit better line now. David Whiteside's starting to check out on the field a little bit here. Philip Carsley rolls into 2nd, and he's already back almost a half a second behind Whiteside.
Number 5 of Joe Hernandez back on the track out of pit road. Looks like he got all his issues solved, hopefully.
Oh, good. Yeah, I didn't know what happened to him, Brogan. I know you said he hit a pit road there. I don't know if he got some kind of damage to that last run he had, or I don't know what happened. We didn't get to see that at all.
Yeah, maybe he just had some damage he didn't know he had until it went green and figured he better go and get it figured out.
Yeah, 10-4 on that.
Back here with the 17 and Tim Marlowe, the leader before the Yellow looks like he kind of got his stuff figured out, but it looks like he's just kind of hanging back there looking how it's going to play out.
Mikey Earnhardt up on the high side does get a good run coming off the turn. Still battling almost side by side with William Keogh. Boy, he wants to close that position up. Can't quite get down there because Keogh's right on that low line. Boy, he has really got a strong car on this high side. And look at him now. He's going into the second place as he got a run by Philip Carsley. Wow.
Sure did, boy. He pulled that car for the second spot there, boy. He just wheeled it in there.
Mikey Earnhardt going into the second place. Man, that was a power move right there.
He sure was, but he got some side draft there and just powered himself right into second place there.
And closes right up on the back bumper, pretty close there to our leader, David Whiteside. It's still up on the high side, and he is starting to look like he's mounting a challenge on Whiteside on the high side. Too many sides.
Too many sides.
You know, I got
the right side or the left, the right side or left side?
He's on the right side of Whiteside.
Okay.
On the high side, the right side up on Whiteside. So
You got them all mixed up.
you know I gotta bust David's butt about it. You know. Boy, look at these two side by side. Wow.
That's some good racing right there, side by side.
I'm telling you. And it looks like Mikey Earnhardt got a heck of a run again on that high side.
Pulling the front of the nope, didn't do enough, not enough time right there.
Nope, couldn't get down. David's not going to let him. Oh, and they touched.
Good save.
Wow, that was a good save. David had to check up just a little bit, and that allowed Mikey Earnhardt to get the lead now. I don't think that was intentional. That was just hard racing right there.
Gary Conzelman kind of looks like he got stuck in the back there a little bit on the high side. Now he's kind of falling to the back.
Yes, sir, he is. Back to the 10th place now, just that quick.
Oh, that was a good racing. That's the kind of racing I like to watch.
Who's that on the high side there? Is that Scott Amy there in 9th? Kind of like up on the high side.
Yeah, it's a 55 of Scott Amy.
Yep, he was kind of stuck up on the high side a little bit too. No, that ain't the one I'm talking about. Tim Marlowe. Tim Marlowe has come back up to the 8th position now. And boys, he's another one that's strong on that high line.
Yeah, it looks like he's very comfortable with that high line.
Tor Hellebo going back, clear back to the 8th position now. As Marlowe does get by him. So now everybody kind of going single file here. Paul Doucette in 6th. Rod Ronimus 5th, and now we've got a challenge here. It looks like William Keogh trying to get a run on the outside to get by Phil Carsley. I don't think it's going to work this time. He may have to try it again, but not this time.
Back inside, he did.
Marlowe's still working the outside, and look at the strength he's showing up on that high side.
Yeah, he's just kind of running that high side. He's just kind of slowly gaining and picking them off. Just a little slow at a time, but he's just kind of picking them up, slowly moving his way up there.
You know, talking about that, I mean, that's what Mikey Earnhardt did. He worked at a high side, and then that's where the, get a good run off the high side and coming down, into the lane. Awesome run he's having. Starts to lean it back there and pulling himself up towards the front.
Yeah, he just got by Paul Doucette, and now he's moved into the 6th position, and looks like he's looking at Rod Ronimus there in the number 3, coming up on his bumper next.
These guys jump back on the outside.
Yeah, so they can low line all they want. That's not the fast line around here.
The number 4, Gary Consum's just kind of looks like he's falling off. I don't know if something's going on with this car or something. He's just kind of falling back, and maybe that's a strategy. He just kind of want to hang back, let it play out. There's plenty of laps left to go.
Sure thing, yeah. They're only on lap 27 out of 160, so a long ways to go, and these guys could be playing it kind of smart right now.
Here's a question for you guys. Now, I know every track we go to is about, you know, saving your equipment and stuff and your tires and all that. I imagine these tires, they disappear after a while. Running that kind of speed, and, especially when you run the high side there, going from the low to the high side, it's got to be scrubbing some rubber off these tires.
Yeah, I think they fall off a little bit, but I don't think it's as extreme as like a Kentucky or a Texas or something like that. I think just a little bit they'll fall off, but I think these cars still handle pretty good, and they're just not real rough on the tires. They're
Okay, bro. I didn't know. I know mostly like the Gen 6 or the trucks and stuff like that. Boy, they really fall off. So when you had that rear end step out in front of you, boy, that's nasty.
Well, I think you're not really going to find that out until you dip it down late into the race after a 40, 50 lap run and get below that white line, and you're probably not going to be happy with the result that happens after that.
Yeah, that's more of that, buddy.
Tim Marlowe up on the high side of William Keogh, and it looks like he is gonna complete that pass. So Marlowe's strong on the high line here. Now he comes up on the back of Philip Carsley. That would be the next.
Right on his bumper, what he did. Marlowe, get out of his bumper. I'm coming, man. Let me help through there.
Well, I'll tell you what. Already, Mikey Earnhardt checked out on the field. Already out there about 1 second ahead of our second place, David Whiteside.
It's a question. Yeah, he almost got banged up there. I think I would, you see the leader really checking out. I think I would hook up in the back of somebody's bumper and try, drafting with that driver and to catch up to the leader.
Yeah,
hard, do you think? Is that hard to do here?
Yeah, there you can see quite a distance back to David Whiteside from Mike Earnhardt. Now 1.4 seconds, so Earnhardt is pulling away from this whole field.
The 38 of Willem Keogh just pulled his kind of side-by-side battle with Marlowe right now. It's kind of back and forth.
Yeah, them two have been battling for quite a few laps now. And these guys are reeling in Whiteside. David Whiteside right there. Philip Carsley is caught up to him. Marlowe now is caught up to him. So, wow, this is turning into a pretty good battle here from second on back. And Rod Ronimus looking like he is going to come up on the inside of Paul Doucette. But I guess not. Okay.
The more they battle back there, the more Mikey Earnhardt probably got a smile on his face. Battle away, let me get some distance.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too, Brogan. I mean, these guys ain't even lining up. You can catch him. They're just fighting each other.
Now Marlowe up on the high side of Philip Carsley. And another one he wants to try to pass on the high side. And boy, he has the horsepower to do it tonight.
Yeah, last night in the Dirty South qualifier, he was running the high side quite a bit too, and I was kind of realized how fast he was on the high side there. But Gary Consman also had a very fast car, and he kind of pulled it out. But yeah, he definitely got whatever issues he had worked out, and that car is going pretty good on the high side.
All right, back here, William Keogh looking ahead to these guys here. Let's ride along with William Keogh and watch what's going on up front. You can see these guys all battling for that position. And it's like you said, the more they battle, the more our leader's pulling away. But he's out there 2.2 seconds, about a full straightaway ahead of these guys.
He's on a rail right now, and the more these guys fighting the back of him, he's enjoying that all the way. He's in clean air, has to worry about nobody in front of him.
Sure thing. Now Marlowe on the high side of David Whiteside.
Well, he definitely making that high side work.
Man, I'm telling you, well, that, it's like I've tried to say a billion times before, the high side coming off the turns is the place to be, but everybody wants to ride the low line.
That 51 up Paul Doucette.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Ed.
Go ahead, Brogan. I'm good.
It looked like the 51 of Paul Doucette was going to make a move there on the 38 of Philip Carsley, and he's still trying it.
But I'm telling you what, that high side is working so good for Tim Marlowe.
It sure is, man. He just passed him.
Yep, just completed that pass, and man, I'm telling you, he made it look so easy. That car is definitely hooked up here tonight.
Now we've got to run our leader down.
Yeah, he's got a little ways to go to catch our leader, but he's back here about 2.6 seconds. But I wouldn't doubt if he may be starting to count him in. He does have a little fresher tires than our leader too, because the leader did not pit.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And Mikey Earnhardt. Mikey Earnhardt pitted, but Tim Marlowe's pitted 2 times, so that kind of really makes a difference with being out there on new tires. Now 2.6 seconds behind our leader. But quite a gaggle of cars back here from second on back.
Oh, they sure are, Rudy.
Philip Carsley there in 4th. William Keogh 5th, and Paul Doucette in the 6th spot. In 7th, Scott Amy. Scott Amy finally got that thing back up here. Started in 11th, but here he is running 7th. So good job by him. Rod Ronimus now back to the 8th position.
I'm just looking over their lap times here, Rudy. Tim Marlowe is running a little faster lap than our leader is. Our leader's running a 32.11. Second place, Tim Marlowe is running a 32.604.
Yeah, he's definitely a little bit, just a tick faster.
Sure is. I've been watching his lap times.
That time they ran the same exact time.
Back lap, yep.
And that's something. 6:19. And I know it's all about the line here, and my experience with this track and with a lot of the cars that we do run here, you got to kind of do a late entry into 1 and 3. Late entry and then dive it to the bottom, and that kind of brings your speed out a little bit more because you're maintaining that top speed longer. And when you dive it to the bottom and then let it go right back out to the wall coming out of the turn, and that is the fastest line around this track. It's the Q line, as they call it, the qualifying line. And you'll see a lot of these drivers here, all the races that I've watched people run. Believe what I tell you. That is the line to run around this track, not the low line.
Well, I always thought that, Rudy, you're right. That middle line would be the fastest line. Hey, we got the 42 pitting, guys.
42 coming down, Philip Carsley.
We're going to be pitting.
We're going to keep an eye on him as around the turn here, dives it down on the apron, and is bringing it down pit road. So Philip Carsley on pit road here on lap 43, 44.
Boy, long ways at 45 miles an hour on this track.
Sure thing, yeah. He'll go a lap down, without a doubt. All right, he comes into his pit stop here, nice and easy. Let's see if he takes the right side tires going on. And the leader's coming around right now to put him a lap down already.
He sure is, Rudy.
Left side
Yeah.
tires
Ooh,
going
taking the
on.
left side too. Oh boy.
4-tire change for Philip Carsley. And now that long
Dude.
wait to fill this thing up because it takes forever to fill these things up with gas.
It sure does, Shorty. I remember sitting here last time I did this, and I felt like I was sitting there forever.
Yep. Yeah, that's a long, grueling pit stop for anybody that comes down on pit road.
Yeah, and you're used to it being long for tires, and then you get down with the tires and you're sitting there and you're like, come on, the gas got to go faster than that.
Yeah, really. All right, let's get back up here to our leader, Mikey Earnhardt. Really haven't given him a lot of TV time. But guess what, fellas? Tim Marlowe is starting to reel him in. He's clicked off about 3/10 off of that time.
The 42 of Philip Carson is looking to go 2 laps down.
Wow.
Yeah, he's still sitting there.
Yeah, I've shown he's gone back to the 11th position now, and is actually 3 laps down. He's in 12th.
Well, Mikey said he's starting to push a little bit.
David Whiteside in 3rd. William Keogh 4th. Paul Doucette in 5th.
Ooh, the 25 at Ryan Sadusky just about lost it into turn 3 and 4.
He's still dealing with that issue. I don't know what the issue with it is, but it's definitely some kind of either a steering or a spring issue. He may have the wrong spring in that car or something. But yeah, he's definitely dealing with an issue.
And the 42 of Phillips Carsley is still on pit road there, Rudy. Oh, he's just now pulling out.
Holy
Wow.
smokes. He's going to be 5 laps down.
Took him that long to put fuel in that car? That's
He must have had
unbelievable.
something else going on or something.
Wow. You must have went and took a bathroom.
Something. Timothy Marlowe here definitely reeling in our leader down to 2.1 seconds. So has reeled him in by over half a second here in the last few laps. Here we are on lap 49, coming to lap 50 already.
Still got 110 laps left, Rudy. There's a lot of racing.
Sure is, yes sir.
It's going to be exciting, too. If it keeps up like this, we're going to see some green flag stops, and that should put a whole new wrinkle into the mix of how they deal with that.
Yeah, with these things taking so long to put fuel in it, it's going to be kind of a little bit more of an even playing field for these guys out here with a long pit stop. So it's going to put it on the driver to make sure he hits his line perfectly when he comes down pit road. Don't speed. You know, that's the clincher with a lot of these racers. I see a lot of times these guys will lose the race on pit road.
Hey guys, our third spot driver there, David Whiteside, is going to what kind of tires he gets on the car.
Whiteside coming down pit road.
Slowing her down, getting her down to pit road speed. And like you said, it just seems like forever when you get down to pit road speed to make it to the end of this thing.
All right,
Look
so
at when am I going to get there?
Whiteside coming down the right side of pit road after being on the low side of the track.
You just can't help yourself there, can you, Rudy?
No, I can't. Got to have a little fun, you know.
Yeah, I think he's used to it. He's a good sport. He's a good racer and a great man.
Yes, he is. I think the world of David. He's helped me out a lot and gave me some awesome setups. And I'm like, wow, David, man, that's a cool setup. Auto Club setup, a Kansas setup. And these guys, they know how to make the setups, I'll tell you that. Now, I only seen him put right side tires on. So that could be a game play by him, a little bit of pit strategy.
I don't know about that, Rudy. You're still putting fuel with it.
Yeah. Marlowe now still 2.1 seconds behind Mikey Earnhardt. As Whiteside goes back to the 9th place now. Still sitting on pit road, though. And he is going to go a couple laps down, I believe. And still our leaders up here have not pitted. William Keogh still running in the third spot. He has not come down pit road yet. Here we are 54 laps into this race. Same with Paul Doucette. Neither one of them two have been on pit road yet. Rod Ronimus and Tor Hellebone, neither one of them two have been on pit road either. So these guys got to be starting to think about some fuel here before too much longer.
Yeah, and the 171 David Whiteside still on pit road.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I know it takes a long time to fill these cars up, but to go 3 laps down to fill them up, I don't know. Wow.
These are some grueling pit stops. The big
sure
fuel tanks, the time it takes to get down, it's just, he's revving it up and wants to get out, but it's not letting him.
Paul Doucette now trying to make a challenge here on William Keogh. Does get a little bit of a run coming off the turn, but boy, he just can't get that run on the high side like Marlowe was getting.
The 171 of Dave Whiteside is leaving the pits there, Rudy.
Alrighty, good deal. And that's going to, I'm showing him 5 laps down. Wow. So, yeah, this is a killer. Looks like Tor Hellebone's on pit road now as well. And I believe he did a 4-tire change, and now he's going to be filling up with fuel. So another long, grueling pit stop. Tim Marlowe now reeled in our leader by a couple more tenths. Now down to 1.9 seconds behind our leader. And he's going to start catching some draft here, I believe, of some lap cars. Got David Whiteside right ahead of him. See who's with Whiteside up there. Looks like the number 5 of Joe Hernandez. So both those guys several laps down. Tim Marlowe creeping up behind him and should start feeling some draft coming off them pretty quick here. And that's just going to help him kind of close up on our leader a little bit more. He's about gained another tenth on him. Down to 1.8 seconds. So. And these guys are not going to have to pit for a little while. They pitted earlier, and here they are going to be a little bit off pit sequence. But we've still got a couple of guys that have not pitted. William Keogh, Paul Doucette, and Rod Ronimus. None of these guys have come down on pit road yet.
74 Tor Hellebo is leaving the pits.
Okay, well, that was a long pit stop, but that's going to put him down 4 laps. So,
you know, David Whiteside, Tor Hellebo coming in early, taking some tires, taking some fuel, going 4 laps down. But you got these leaders; they're going to be about empty by the time they come in, and they could possibly go down a couple laps. And there might actually be some smart pit strategy here by those two.
Yeah. It's going to take them longer to fill up. And that's going to let these guys get back on the lead lap, probably.
And the 51
pitting this time, guys. Sorry.
Who?
Oh, sorry.
Paul Doucette,
Paul Doucette coming down pit road. Okay. Yes, sir. He is 61 laps, and that's his first pit stop here, guys. So I'm going to assume probably in the next 5-6 laps, we're going to see the leaders start coming down pit road.
Hang on, Paul. You're going to sit there for 4 laps.
Right side, yeah, right side's went on. And left side's going on, so 4-tire pit stop by Paul Doucette. And sit there for that long, grueling time to get the fuel put in it. And I think this is what the guys, why they hate this car so much is because it does take so long to fill up.
Yeah, you know. You get them races in your Daytona, you're at Talladega, Bristol, and you get to the point where it's a long, grueling race. You got to use the bathroom, and the pit stops are so quick. And sometimes you dream to have a long pit stop like this where you can get off and go use the bathroom and get back.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, Marlowe's closed up even a little bit more. He's down to 1.3 seconds behind our leader, Mikey Earnhardt. Mikey knows he's coming. He's got to be watching in that mirror now and keeping an eye on him and see where he's at. But Whiteside not letting Tim Marlowe by too awful easily.
Yeah, I mean, he's got fresher tires. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Tires and Marlowe's got. I don't want to see why you don't sit in back of Whiteside and have him pull him up towards the front.
Yeah. Well, looks like Marlowe may have a run now on the high side. And Whiteside battling on the inside here. Not sure why he's battling him so hard, like you said, but Marlowe, if knowing him the way he does, he may have a good run here, and he'll get by him somehow.
51 of Paul Doucette's leaving the pits. I timed it, Rudy. 1 minute 48 seconds.
Wow.
Whoa.
What a pits time. Wow.
4 tires and fuel.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm showing. Well, I'm showing about 1 minute 50 seconds, so it's right in the ballpark. Wow, that's something, ain't it? And Whiteside, Whiteside had a 2 minute and 5 second pit stop. Man, that's a killer.
Yeah, I mean, and some of them might not have been aware that it's going to take them that long, and so a little surprised. So, I mean, I think the guys that knew it was going to take that long, they're going to have an advantage, and if they plan it out right, it'll be a good advantage.
Well, Mikey Earnhardt still out front here and still continuing to go around here. Has not made, he made one pit stop, excuse me. But the one that's surprising me is William Keogh in third still has not pitted, and Rod Ronimus in fifth that still has not pitted. This guy's coming up on 70 laps here before long, and still no pit stops. All right, going back here to Tim Marlowe, still hanging here, 1.6 seconds behind the leader. It did cost him a little bit of time there battling with David Whiteside, but did manage to get by him. And but he lost about 0.3 on that battle, and now having a difficult time getting it caught back up.
Charlotte's just one of the good tracks on the circuit with so much history.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Did you know, Rudy, that Charlotte was the first track in '92 to have lights to run at night?
Oh really? I didn't know that. Ah, that's cool.
It was the first track in '92 until '98 when Daytona put the laps around. Or put lights around Daytona, but until then it was the only one that could host night races.
Jeez, oh man. Well, this has always been pretty much a track that all the drivers, here, premier track, like the granddaddy of all tracks. Even though Daytona claims to be it, I think Charlotte has got a lot of stakes to claim in that too.
Hey, Rodimus is petting Rod. The number 3 is petting.
All right, first pit stop that he has made, and we've got a couple other guys on pit road too. Looks like William Keogh and Scott Amy. So those 3 all on pit road now. Some of them making their first pit stop of the night, but it's going to be a long, grueling one. So,
and the crickets begin. Okay.
Yep, there you go. Hang on.
As you're running to the convenience and get your coffee and donuts, it's going to be a long one.
Yep. Yeah, they could go read the Sunday paper, and sit down over in the restaurant and have lunch or something, and come back and their car's finally filled up with fuel.
You could almost get up, go put a burrito in the microwave, get it done, and be done, and have it all warmed and ready to go for the next 50 laps.
Yes, you could. All right, get back out here. Marlowe now running about a second and a half behind our leader, Mikey Earnhardt. I think they too have just kind of settled in now, and but I believe we're going to see them coming down pit road here before too much longer. They're out here running a lot of laps on this tank of fuel, and well, I don't know how many more laps they can get on that tank. Like I said, I was just guessing when I said probably 80 to 90, but which are creeping up on. Right now, I believe we're creeping up on about 60 laps or 65 laps on that tank of fuel.
You know, I think as long as it took, and as long as it's going to take them, the more laps they have in, I think it's going to turn out to be a very smart move by David Whiteside to be one of the first ones on the lead lap to pit. I think he's going to come around and be the leader once they pit.
Well, that very well could be because, yeah, it could have been a good call on him. Showing Gary Konzelman coming down pit road now, relinquishing that third position. And we're going to have to see him take these grueling pit stops. Let's see what kind of pit strategy he's got here. Right side tires going on. It looks like Rod Ronimus just now leaving his pit stop, man. And that's
and the 38 of William Keogh and the 55 of Scott Amy are just entering the backstretch.
All right, 4-tire change for Gary Konzelman, and yeah, it's going to hurt a lot of these drivers, but you know, let's get back out here. Tim Marlowe still trying to run down our leader, now down to 1.2 seconds.
Yeah, I just watching his lap time there, Rudy. Boy, he's really on a move.
Yeah, and I don't know. These guys might want to run this thing just as far as they can run it. They've got the whole field many laps down right now. But when they make their pit stops, it's going to be rough for them, I think. It's like you said, they're going to have to come down pit road and give up, you know, them going down a couple laps, or those guys getting their laps back, I should say. And it could bring it back to a real good racer.
I was just wondering, Rudy, if their crew's got their fuel figured out. Oh, our leader's going to be pitting this lap. They are both going to be pitting.
They're both coming down pit road. All right.
I was just thinking, Rudy, if they got their strategy right on their fuel, maybe they won't have to take so much fuel in these cars if they ran that long run like that.
Right, yeah.
Be like a shorter distance, and you wouldn't have to pit so long. We'll see what happens. What kind of strategy do.
All right, they're both in their pit stall here. Right side tires going on. And Konzelman's still on pit road, just now getting away. Left side going on by both of these guys. And now they got to sit there for that long, grueling time getting fuel put in these things. While these guys are going around the track getting some of their laps back.
Do you think the gas man's getting the most because he's got to stand there all night and hold that thing up today?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yep,
the 25 like, coming in.
Come on, empty. The 25's
yeah, that the guy had it.
Yeah.
And you know, Ryan was back up to 4th place after that. I mean, you know, he was had all them steering issues and hitting the wall, spinning out, coming off pit road and everything, and here he was back up running in 4th place. The leaders are still sitting on pit road here.
And I don't think it's going to take Ryan as long, because it wasn't really that long ago he was on pit road getting fuel, getting that issue fixed up, so I don't think it's going to take him that long. I think he's in pretty good position.
Watching these leaders, and you know what, guys? We already got guys that are coming back onto the lead lap now. Joe Hernandez back on the lead lap. And if he can get around here and get past these guys, he could be our new leader.
I got the 5 in pit road again.
These guys revving up their engines, getting ready to take off. We're probably going to see Mikey Earnhardt shoot off first. Boy, they got him just floored. No, and they're away. Both of them out at the same time, but Marlowe off pit road first.
And now we're going to have a battle between those two cars. Ooh, and Mikey Earnhardt, boy, he got loose coming out.
Yes, he did. I seen that. Wiggled quite a little bit. Looks like Tor Hellebo going to be our new leader. And he's out in front of these guys by a ton. Marlowe here 20 seconds behind our leader. So they're back here a lot, but we'll watch and see if they can't get that closed back up. But back up in second here, Paul Doucette, now 1.9 seconds, running into second place behind our new leader, Tor Hellebo.
Yeah, that young man's put together a pretty good race tonight, I think, Rudy.
Who's that, Paul Doucette?
Oh, we got a wreck. The 55 and the 4 of Gary Konzelman.
Oh my. Scott Amy and Gary Konzelman.
Yep, that's correct.
We'll go back here and take a look at this and see if we can figure out exactly what might have happened to these guys.
So 28 comes up from the 55. What it looks like to me, guys.
Oh yeah, I'm mistaken. It was a 28. It wasn't Gary. I'm sorry.
Yeah, going into turn 3, it looked like the 28 here of Mike Earnhardt, and it looked like a lot of net code on that too.
That's what I'm showing too, a little net code.
Yep. So very unfortunate for Scott Amy here, and then Mikey Earnhardt going to have nose damage on that car. So, this could be a game changer for a lot of these guys up front.
Who really pays the price is saying for Tor Hellebo. He got quite a bit of lead, and it looked like his strategy on pit road was working out there with 80 laps left. But now it's a whole different ball game.
Well, so far, guys, been an awesome race by these guys. Really, a lot of pit strategies going into play. We see, lead changes, but only, let's see, this is only the second caution of the race in 83 laps. So I am impressed with the racing out here tonight.
Yeah, that was a long green run right these guys had. Good driving for all these drivers out here tonight. Really awesome.
Yeah, that was probably about 62 or 3 laps, something like that. Maybe 65 laps. Green flag run.
And Mike Earnhardt's going to get the penalty for that wreck, even net code or not. So he's going to have to start from all the way in the back, Rudy.
All right. Okay. That's good to know. So if we find out, when we find out the penalties like that, we want to know why the driver's in the back. That's a good reason right there. If you bring out the caution, then you go to the back of the field.
Yeah, Dirty South, it's a lot of good A lot of good drivers. This stuff happens. We all know. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody's human. But you make one mistake, you go to the back. It's an EOL. You make another caution, and it's shown your fault by the admins. After further review, it's a black flag, and if it's third, then you know it's maybe that car's just too beat up, and it's just not your day, and maybe it's time to go behind the wall and go for another day.
There you go. That's a good call. All right, so not sure if we're going to see Tor come down pit road, or boy, I don't know. What would you do, Brogan?
What's that, Rudy?
What would you do if you were Tor Hellebo? Would you come down pit road, maybe top off your fuel?
Well, at this point, I wouldn't touch fuel. If I was going to do anything, I'd think about maybe getting some tires, but I think I'd stay away from the fuel at this point.
Yeah, but does he, because he's off of pit sequence, does he have enough to make it to the end without having to stop one more time?
Yeah, it's going to be close.
I'm just thinking, go ahead, Brogan. I was just thinking about Torrance there, the 74 car. Looks like he's got rear end damage there that needs to be fixed.
Maybe that's why he doesn't want to come down pit road.
Yeah, that and the 51 of Paul Doucette's also got some damage in the back too. But I mean, I don't know. Cautions breed cautions. Maybe I'd just try to stay out, and maybe try to make it to 90, 95, 100 laps. Know that I can just top off on a tiny bit of fuel. Won't take so long, and then try to go from there. But I mean, even now, it's just a whole different ball game. You got Tim Marlowe's up there now. He's a very strong car. And the rest of these guys kind of made it in the position they are by pit strategy. So, I mean, you've just let some really strong cars back into it with that caution, Rudy.
Yeah, that's a fact. But I'm showing Paul Doucette, he's got front damage and rear damage. But, I don't really see any on our leader there, Tor Hellebo. I mean, so minuscule on the back there. Very, very little.
Yeah, and there you go. You got the number 4 in third place of Gary Consman. The strongest vehicle Thursday, and maybe as a strategy is to hang back, and that's going to be another car with Tim Marlowe on the outside. I think it's going to be a good battle once we go green, you guys.
I think so. We know how Marlowe can run on that high side, and he's very tough up there, and he's out here with fresh tires and probably got enough fuel to make it the rest of the way, so he could be the one to kind of keep an eye on here.
Don't count out Mikey Earnhardt there sitting back in the 8th spot there, guys. He's got a fast car. I'm looking for him to go up to the front to the 2nd spot.
Well, I think this is about ready to get exciting, guys.
All right, well, the pace car's off.
Green flag waits, guys. Boogity, boogie, boogie. Let's go race him one more time.
Tor brings him down. Good job. And Paul Doucette got a great restart. A little bit on the high side there, and it looks like he may be able to get by Tor.
Don't look like it's going to happen there, Rudy. That Tor's got a little fast car there, but whoa, what's happening here? It looks like Marlowe is going to push the 51 on that high side.
They've got a pretty good hook up there on that high side. Marlowe, the only way Marlowe's going to get back up there is he's got to get Paul Doucette pushed by Tor.
Oh, Marlowe got into the wall.
Wow. I don't think... Oh, and again. Oh, man.
He's all loose.
He is, wow. I think he took a little bit of damage on that.
Yeah, see, that's the problem with this track. You can use a lot of draft, but if you get behind the guy and you start pushing, you kind of start following him, and before you know it, you're up in the wall. I think that's why you don't see a lot of people drafting, because it's a little more difficult, this track, in these cars to get behind a draft, as most would be used to at Daytona, Talladega, or such, and you can find yourself in a big problem before you know it.
Gary Konzelman now moves up to the 2nd spot. It looks like William Keogh back up to 3rd. Paul Doucette back to 4th. Actually 5th, I think. He's going to wind up Mikey Earnhardt in 5th right now. So Mikey Earnhardt is coming.
Oh, somebody's blinking up right there, Rudy.
Yeah, that was Gary Conzelman blinked. Right on him, he blinked. But, yeah, Mikey Earnhardt in 5th right here, and he is coming. And now Marlowe kind of back in the field a little ways, dealing with that little bit. He lost all of that momentum. And I'm showing him back in 7th place right now.
Yeah, Marlowe said he hit the wall. His car's pushing down a little bit. So I don't know if it keeps the tires worn down a little bit and make them loosen up a little bit better. I don't know really. We'll have to see what happens.
Well, he tapped the wall there a couple times, and I'm sure he's probably got just a little bit of damage on that car now. And he could be having a little bit of a steering wheel.
Yeah, I think he knocked the towing a little bit on that car.
It doesn't seem to be affecting him a whole lot. He's driving that high line without an issue, but I just don't think he's as fast as he was before.
I think when you knock the towing a little bit, it drags the tire in the front of your car a little bit, so it's kind of hard to steer in a turn, to, you know, not like he had before, a little faster.
Yeah, your mic really is fading out heavy there, Ed.
Oh, sorry about that, Rudy.
All right, well, Mikey Earnhardt up on the high side now. He's up to 4th and starting to reel in these front guys here. Looks like Conzelman up on the high side. That's not what he wanted to do, I'm sure, because that opened up the door here on the bottom for William Keogh, and William slides it into 2nd. And now Mikey Earnhardt underneath Conzelman. All these guys going to freight train right by Conzelman. And look at Ryan Sadusky. Ryan up into that hunt too, but he's running, I'm showing him dead last of the race, but running right up here with these leaders.
Yeah, Rudy, I'm watching 17 and Tim Marlowe, and it doesn't look like he's getting a strong run on the high side like he was before. I think those couple incidents he had into the wall might have kind of changed his car up a little bit. It just doesn't look like he's getting quite the run he was before.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's take a ride along with him in his cockpit and see if he's got his wheel maybe turned just a little bit. Not much. No, actually, it's pretty straight going down the straightaways. But, boy, he's lost a ton of positions.
Oh,
here.
Mikey. Oh, gets into the back of the 38. Never let off the gas.
Mikey Earnhardt. Well, let's go back and take a look here.
Pushed him right around.
I believe this was going into 3 here, wasn't it? Yeah, into 3.
Yes, Rudy.
Yeah, it looked like William Keogh might have got just a little squirrely going into 3. And yeah, it was, Keogh got loose, come back up on the track, and Mikey Earnhardt was right there. So Keogh bringing out the caution there. He caught the apron.
Yeah, but the way it works here, Rudy, it's just like in real life. You hit the car in the back, you're the one at fault.
Oh, man.
And that's not good for Mikey Earnhardt. I would assume he's probably going to end up with a black flag out of this.
Yeah, well, looks like everybody's coming down pit road here.
Yeah, and Mikey Earnhardt just received the black flag from the admins.
That's a bummer. But everybody on pit road, which is good now. This is going to clean it up a little bit here. These guys, everybody going to have fresh tires and enough fuel to make it the rest of the way. I'm sure they've got it calculated out. Only got about 65 laps here to go to finish this thing up.
Oh, the 42 gets out first. Rudy.
Philip Carsley, yes. Philip Carsley does make it to the line before Mikey Earnhardt. But like you said, Mikey Earnhardt is going to get that black flag for bringing out the caution. could see a pretty good race here from here on out. Philip Carsley could wind up bringing this thing home today if he can stay out ahead. But Mikey Earnhardt going to get that black flag, and that's going to hurt him big time.
I guess they're going to call it a racing incident, Rudy. So I guess Mikey got a break from that one.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Sounds like they've further reviewed it and realized there's a race incident.
Yeah, it was. With Keogh getting loose there and catching that apron, and really there was nowhere for Mikey Earnhardt to go, you know. Marlowe going to be restarting in fourth. Maybe Marlowe's got that thing, that whatever damage he had on it, might have got that thing fixed up now. And it looks like we've got about 9 cars on the lead lap right now.
Hey, Rudy, and Brendan, I'll be right back, buddy. I got to run to the grandstand real quick.
Roger that. Hey, bring us back a Budweiser, would you?
Okay.
Thank you. All right, so Brogan, tell me, how do you think the race has gone so far? I mean, this has been quite an interesting race. Brogan?
Yeah, I'm here, Rudy.
Yeah. How do you think the race has gone so far?
Oh, I think it's been a great race. It's, a lot of green flag runs and, unfortunately cautions breed cautions. A lot of them were race incidents and people trying to get back up there, but I think it's good. I think Tim Marlowe's got his fixed. I think he's going to be back to being strong. I think Mike Earnhardt's going to be up there, and I think the pit strategy of Philip Carsley and David Whiteside's going to play a part of this. All strong vehicles. I think it's going to be a good finish, Rudy.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, with Mikey Earnhardt and Marlowe up here, and those two, two tough customers. They both got very fast cars, and they're both going to be restarting on the high side where they both like to be. So I think Philip Carsley is going to have his hands full.
Yeah, and I think you get Marlowe and Earnhardt together. I think they're going to battle each other, and I think that would just help Whiteside and Conselman and Carsley if that becomes a case. But I think those two end up inside and outside of each other. I think you're going to see a battle that might benefit some other people.
Mm-hmm. Well, Brogan, we're getting ready to come to the green flag. Would you like to call this down when they get ready to start?
Yeah. Everybody probably make sure they're in first gear. Green flag, green flag. Lay down the throttle and let it go, boys.
All right, Whiteside kind of laid back a little bit there, not sure if that was a good strategy. Boy, he come right up on the back bumper of Philip Carsley and kind of had to back out. There's no place to go. Look at this here, Mikey Earnhardt on the high side trying to get by Philip Carsley on the inside in the 42. It looks like he does clear him. Now Marlowe working on him, trying to get by him. We know Marlowe's been very fast up on that high side.
You know what's interesting, guys, is that, really, Marlowe was pretty strong in the beginning, had those problems, came into the pit stop, tried to get him solved, and kind of got shuffled to the back. So we haven't really quite yet to get to see Mikey and Marlowe battle each other for, quite a few laps here.
Yeah, Mikey seems to have pulled out quite a little bit now, so... did you say you brought us back there, Budweiser's there, Ed?
Boy, I like to see those two battle up front. I want to see who's got the more horsepower, and I think I'd be excited.
Yeah, Marlowe, he's kind of working over the back bumper of Carsley here, trying to figure out what he's got to do to get by him so he can get up there and battle with Mikey Earnhardt. But you notice these guys are they're not letting Mikey get away too far.
No. I don't think, I know, if Marlo had to play it smart and maybe draft it before he they both go by him.
Yeah, that's probably what it's going to take, because Mikey very, very strong out there by himself. And he's out there in clean air now, so he may be just saving up a little bit for the end here, saving his tires a little bit, and not trying to use them up before the race. They come down to a challenge here at the end, and he'll have some decent tires to ward off anybody that wants to get by him. Now Marlo on the high side of Carsley, and we know how dangerous Marlo can be up there on that high side.
Oh, he sure can. Boy, looking in inside, he can get it. Oh, get a little. Oh, got him loose. There's Whiteside gonna come right by him. Oh, the Ford gets into him.
Marlo gonna get tapped in the rear.
Oh, he saved it.
Wow, that was amazing. But boy, he lost a ton of positions on that.
Sure did, and boy, that rear end damage from that hard hit.
He's gonna go all the way back to the 9th place now.
Yeah, he's not a happy camper right now, I bet.
I don't believe so.
Well, that looks like you can put him out of contention, you guys. Marlo will sit in the back now.
Well, unless a caution comes out, and that could change things. But Carsley's still in second here, right on the tail of our leader. Just not letting Mikey get out there very far. Whiteside in third. Paul Doucette in fourth.
And that 25 of Ryan Sadusky looks like he's put it behind the wall for the night there, Rudy.
Okay. Yep, and Joe Hernandez also, I believe. So we've got 10 cars left on the track right at the moment here. William Keogh, the last one, one lap down, running in 10th place. But Paul Doucette working over the back bumper of David Whiteside, and the 74 there of Torhelbo getting into the mix of it also. So we've got a great battle here going on from 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Marlo back here about 5.3 seconds behind these guys, trying to reel them in now. Got a lot of ground to cover here to reel them guys up.
Mike Earnhardt just got a strong car tonight.
Yeah, I just don't think Marlo's got, maybe it's a different set of tires or what, but he's just not as strong as he was the first part of the race. Have you guys noticed that?
I think it takes a while for his car to come in really after that hit from the 4 there. I don't think he's got anything unless another caution comes out, gets in the pit and fixes that damage.
Yeah, well, I think he had a really strong car. It was really good on the outside. But it seems like after he got into the wall, if you guys don't remember, probably 35, 40 laps ago, he got in the wall about 2 or 3 times. It just doesn't seem like he's been very strong since that point.
Right. Looking back here to Paul Doucette, trying to take a peek on the inside of David Whiteside, but David keeping it down low into the turns to make sure he does not get that nose up under him. If he does, he could wind up losing that position. But Paul Doucette, just, man, he's pretty tough. And he does take a peek here. Got the nose up under Whiteside. Whiteside giving him room, and they're going to freight train by him. So Whiteside slipped up, left the hole open, and these guys walking right through it. Not giving up without a fight, though. As they go door to door coming into the turn. But Paul Doucette, I believe, is going to wind up taking that position away from Whiteside. Also, Torhelbo both of them guys getting by Whiteside, and Whiteside going back already to the 5th place. And also being challenged on the inside. Wow, look at these guys freight train by him. That would be the 38 of William Keogh, but he is several laps down, or 1 lap down, excuse me. William would like to get up here and at least maybe try to get his lap back the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, pass them all.
Yeah, if you don't have a car that's gonna contend on the high side like Marlowe had earlier, I mean, you get stuck out there, you're in some trouble. You got to wait for him to freight train and start from the back and work your all the way back up.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he's done, because Whiteside has just got freight trained by everybody here. Even Gary Conzelman getting by him. So he's gone clear back to the 6th position from 3rd. So I'm sure he's not very happy with that little slip up that he had. But this is a great battle going on here. Paul Doucette now is looks like he is running in the 3rd place now, 2.2 seconds behind our leader, but pulling this second pack all the way around here. Let's get up here to 2nd place. Philip Carsley now already a second behind Mikey Earnhardt. Mikey Earnhardt showing away and so strong out here tonight. I bet you the admins are wishing now they would have gave Mikey a black flag. Just kidding. Just kidding.
No, he's really got a fast car right here tonight.
He sure does.
And he's had a couple incidents there where he got into a couple little wrecks there, net codes, and a couple other little things, and he still battled through it. So he's battled and ran a very strong race tonight, guys.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Brogan, I was just thinking about that, where he started way in the back and worked himself all the way back up to the front there. He battled there for, 3rd spot there for a while, a few laps there, pulled up in the 2nd, and all of a sudden he's just leading the race now.
Yeah, he's got a strong car. He obviously got it dialed in for this track, and it's obviously shown tonight that the work he's put in to this track and his setup and his crew and everybody put that car together tonight. I know I talked to him earlier. He's excited about it. Had a good setup, and it's obviously working out for him.
Well, that's awesome.
Paul Doucette running in 3rd here and closely being challenged by Tor Hellebo. Tor looking for any way he can to get by him.
I don't know if he's going to get by him right now. I know he was drafting with him there for a little while, wasn't he? So maybe that's what their plans are. I don't know. To catch those front 2 up there.
Well, Paul Doucette had that tail damage on that car, and it looked like that last pit stop, he did have a reset to get that thing fixed up. And boy, I'll tell you what, it really improved the handling on that, because he is really doing a lot better. And he's starting to close in on Philip Carsley in 2nd there a little bit.
Yeah, he sure is. Get a little faster, dump some fuel out of these cars, and these things like to go a little faster when there's hardly any weight in them.
Well, the 51 of Paul Doucette, that young man, he really hasn't been worse than 6 today. He's just kind of hung around, and except for a little bit of damage he got fixed, he's kept his car clean, and he's just kind of been hanging around, putting himself in a good spot to contend for this race at the end.
Sure thing. Yeah, and right here, he's, right in within a second of Philip Carsley. Just kind of hanging, really not really gaining a lot right now, but they still got quite a few laps to go here.
Yeah, he's got Sonny Tor Hellebo right on him, though, looking to take that spot away, Rudy.
Yeah, and if he even makes any kind of mistake whatsoever, Tor's going to get by him.
Tor just, working with Paul or not, man. I'm getting him up there.
Yeah, if those 2 could get nose to tail, maybe Tor give him, a little bit of drafting help down the backstretch. They could probably reel him in a little bit quicker, but they are catching him. They're down to 3/4 of a second now.
No, they sure are.
Now, Paul just said he started 10th, so he's worked his way up quite a bit here in this race.
Tor's starting to fall off just a tiny bit, but probably not a bad thing. They're, you know, hanging right in the draft, and that's good right there. They can just kind of hang, and at least he's still catching draft off of them. And now down on about 7/10 of a second behind Philip Carsley.
Yeah, I don't think Ed grabbed him, but I just got back. Got you the Budweiser you wanted there, Rudy.
All right, thank you. I was getting a little dry. Now down to 6/10 behind Philip, so it ain't going to be much longer here, and he's going to start feeling the draft off of Philip Carsley. These guys are coming big time. Philip starting to fall off a little bit.
And I grabbed you a hot dog, Rudy, but they were all sold out. I guess the 13,500 foot of hot dogs they sell during a race here that just got there too late.
That's a lot of hot dogs.
Yeah, it is. It's like the little tiny skinny guys you watch do them hot dog eating contests. It's like, where did it go? Where did you put it all?
Yeah, really.
It's gone.
Oh, Paul Doucette now under a half a second in back of Philip Carsley. So I can bet you Philip Carsley's starting to get a little bit nervous here, probably driving in his mirror. He knows that Paul Doucette's closing up on him really quick, now under 0.4 of a second.
I'm just watching Carsley's car going into the turn, and that rear end looks like it wants to come around. I just like the rear one, the front end is a little heavier than the rear end.
The 17 of Marlowe just took position away from Gary Consman, so he worked his way back up after that little tap in the back that he got from Gary a few laps back.
So, all right, well, Marlowe's starting to get back up through the field then. That's a good thing for him. He crosses the line, he's going to be in 7th, and he's going to be starting to pick these guys off to get every position he can to get back up to the front. Probably not going to have enough to get to the leader, but I don't think anybody's got anything out here for Mike Earnhardt tonight.
No, I think the only thing that can hurt Mike is late caution and 1 or 2 lap shootout possibly.
Scott Amy actually having a very good night out here after that little tap in the rear by Mikey Earnhardt and going out across the grass. He's back up here running in 6th. Good job by him tonight. David Whiteside's still battling here in 5th. He needs to get by the lap down car of William Keogh. William Keogh just wants to hang right there in case something does happen up front. He can get that lap back. But they have caught right up to the back bumper of Paul Doucette. Look at this, guys. It's turned into a 3-car battle right here, and that's for the 2nd position.
Oh boy, they've been battling, Rudy. Kersley is not going to let him by. You want to go by me, you hit the high side. I'm going to stay low.
Yeah, and I don't know.
Go ahead. He's probably waiting him to slip up and go underneath him. We'll see what happens here.
I don't know if Paul Doucette's got a good enough setup to try to get by him on the high side, so he's going to have to try to do anything he can to make Carsley a little bit loose, push him up into turns and get that nose in underneath him. And I think that's going to be a job.
Yeah, the 55 of Scott Amy and the 30 of William Keogh, they kind of just connected about a half a lap back there.
And guys, look at Marlowe coming up through. He did get by Whiteside now, and he has moved into the 6th position. And he's right in the
Holy
mix.
mackerel.
Yeah, Ed, I think you might be right. I think it might just take a few laps for his car to come in, and once it does, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's fast. Like I said, he dumped a few out of that car. He's on a move.
And you know, I'm not too sure if he likes being in that draft. I think he likes to be on the high side But these guys don't want him to be on that high side to go by.
Oh, the 55 just like almost come up in front of him.
Yeah, Scott Amy trying to put the block on him to not let him by. And guys, we're coming down here pretty close. We're going to be at 30 laps to go. And look at Marlowe moving the outside as we figured he probably would.
I think he had that car climbing up too high up to that into that turn there. He needs to get that to run in the middle a little bit more.
He's really having a tough time getting by Scott Amy, though. Scott drives it up on the high side, and Marlowe comes down low. Scott messed up a little bit right there, I think, on that, and that could have cost him that position right there. That was kind of a funny situation, but boy, I'll tell you what, it turned out to be good for Marlowe.
Yeah, sure did. I think he had that planned out there. He couldn't get him up on the high side. He's going to drop down low there. And I'll try the inside, and if he can get up around, then he can move back on the outside. But here's the problem: we got 2 cars at the bottom, and ain't moving there very fast.
Right. Yeah, Marlowe, he's just kind of blocked in there right now.
I think Marlowe knew he kind of had Scott Amy and the 55 there blocking him. I think he kind of knew if he could play with him there a little bit, it would work out for him. But now he's just pretty much giving that right back to Scott Amy.
Yeah, he was really loose coming through the quad oval there. I don't know if you guys noticed that. I think he did catch the apron or the grass there a little bit on the first dog leg, and that cost him that position back. Scott Amy took it back away from him. He's a little bit loose going through that quad oval, I'm telling you.
Yeah, the 55 came down in front of him, and it's like putting a block on him.
And now the 55 looking on the high side of Tor. Wow, look at this. Where did he come from getting all this power on the high side? Maybe he learned something off of Marlowe there, not sure. But it does give you a pretty good run coming off of 4, if you guys noticed that. And he does get by Tor. Wow, look at that. Where's Scott Amy getting all this horsepower from all of a sudden?
I don't know, man. Ooh, the 38 got in the wall.
Oh. That's going to bring out the caution. Maybe. Or maybe not. Uh-oh. We've got somebody
one
else.
up in the front.
No caution on this. Wow. But that cost them guys a lot of positions right there. Marlowe losing a ton. He's going to go back to the 8th position again.
Oh boy, that poor guy worked himself way up there towards the front. And that's too bad.
Well, he checked up there because he didn't want to get involved with that with Scott Amy and Tor when them two got together.
He's like, now you work even harder.
Yep. Every time he gets up there, he gets taken out. So, but coming down to it here, guys, we're going to have about 25 to go. Next time by. So this is starting to get these laps wound down. Another touch.
Marlowe going right through the middle there.
Oh, no.
There's the caution.
That's the caution right there.
Oh, Marlowe really got really some damage out of that car.
Man, he is not going to be happy about that.
Yeah, and I think he's pretty much used up his chances for this race at the resets, Rudy.
Well, let's go back here and take a look at look like him and Scott Amy almost getting together right there, but when he goes down through the middle here on the dog leg, I don't know, boy, he was taking a peek here like he was going to go 3 wide, but I think he thought better of it. This track is just not 3 wide friendly. I hate to say it. It looks like it's nice and wide, but when you're out there, it's not.
Yeah, I think, Rudy, the 3 of Rod Ridimus and Gary Conzelman kind of touched there and they kind of spread out. I think he thought he could get through there and it just didn't work out for him.
Yeah.
No, not enough room.
Yeah, well, Conzelman was still kind of a little, not really had that car saved yet. And come back up, and boy, I'll tell you what. Ooh, Ronimus kind of, tried to keep it off of the wall is what he was trying to do. Keep it off the wall, and that got Marlowe right into it. So, wow, not good for these guys. And this close to the end, I'm sure Marlowe's he is probably just a burning right now. He's got a lot of damage on that car, and I don't think, unless he's got a reset, he could have a reset.
Yeah, I'm thinking, Rudy, I think he's been in pit road at least 2-3 times. It seems like he's had damage every time. I don't think he has one more left.
Oh, man.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think he does.
Well, that car is tore up bad.
Oh, man, I guess so. He's just dog tracking it down here, smoking like crazy. We got a lot of cars on pit road right now.
Looks about like the 25 of Ryan Sadusky earlier in the race there, Ed.
Yeah, it does look like that.
Well, let's see if he's got a reset here or not. He comes down and pulls into his pit stall. Right side tire's going on. Left side tire's going on, and I'm not sure if I was him. I don't think I would have took fuel on that. But it looks like our new leader tore Hellebo up front. By God, he did have a reset. Look at that, folks. He had a reset.
Yeah, I was wrong. Look at him.
He went to pull out of the pit, boy. Hit that inside wall a little bit, though, on that front side tire.
So let's see if he can get that thing back up to the front now.
Oh, you got that thing wobbling after you hit that inside wall a little bit. You see that, Rudy?
Yeah.
Yeah, when he hit that wall, when he came out at, I thought it'd be the kind of same thing as the 25 Ryan Sadusky earlier when it looked like he got it fixed, but he came out and he just couldn't control it.
Yeah, exactly. Look at him. He can't control it. See that? He got loose right there coming in that turn.
Oh, and Tim Marlowe's going back onto pit road, Rudy.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. Whether that may have knocked the toe out enough to where he's definitely going to have to come back down here and see whatever it's going to take to get that thing fixed up real quick.
Well, what bad luck that poor gentleman's having tonight, guys.
Man, I'm telling you, he's been like a ping pong ball out there. Just getting the crap beat out of him all night, you know.
What happened to his wheel? Was it like it was bent or something? He's coming down and he forgot to turn that wheel, and that's when it ran right in that wall.
Could be, yeah. Well,
they came down at a weird angle anyways from the beginning.
Yep. Well, he's getting, must be whatever damage it needed to be fixed. He wants to get it fixed up. But we're going to have to watch as the lead pack is coming around here. See if he gets off a pit road ahead of these guys. Did he make it off in time?
Yep, he's off.
Wow.
Running.
All right, well, he's going to have to come around and get caught up to the back of the field. He'll be restarting in the 8th place. And it looks like David Whiteside is a lap down. Wow, how the heck did he get a lap down? He must have got caught up into that mess or whatever, but he's going to be restarting dead last in 9th now. Only 9 cars left on the lead lap as William Kehoe took his car behind pit road.
Looks like Timothy Marlowe will still have a little problem there.
What happened to Brogan?
I am not sure, Rudy.
He dropped connection. Oh no.
Yep.
Aw.
That's too bad.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
I don't know, but you're in and out. It's starting to sound like you're in water.
Could be a TeamSpeak issue.
Yep. I
he's
think we're all
back.
gonna blink out. Okay, good.
Guys,
okay, the
looks like
pace
I
car's
lost my
in, guys.
connection
There you
for a
go.
minute.
Got you back in here, Brogan.
Yeah, I lost connection.
Green flag waits, boys. Boogity, boogie, boogie. Let's go racing one more time.
Did you lose connect? You're not in a race anymore either?
No, it came back on, but for a second it looked like it was gonna.
Okay. All right, well, we've got a good battle going on here, and it looks like Mikey trying to fight with Tor. Tor up down on the low side, and Mikey up on the high side. Well, I don't know. Mikey's got a great run here, and it looks like he is going to take over. Tor not wanting him to, but boy, he has to give in to him. It's coming down to the end here. Coming to the line, going to be about 21 laps to go.
It sure is, Rudy. And boy, they fighting hard now.
Yeah, they're getting racy, ain't they?
They sure are, boy. I just see some door slamming there from the 4 and the 55.
And I think the worst is the more they see that 28 car of Mike Earnhardt out front, the harder they try.
Oh, they sure do. And I wish they probably had the horsepower.
Oh,
there it is.
There they are into the wall.
The 74 and the 40,
Nope.
42. Ooh.
Oh, no caution, but oh man, who was that went out across the grass?
That was Whiteside there.
No caution.
Got in the infield.
No caution, 20 laps to go. But Tor going back, clear back to the 6th, 7th place, and 6th place now. Wow, look at this. Scott Amy now up into the 2nd spot. And Paul Doucette in 3rd. Well, Paul Doucette might not win it here tonight, but I'll tell you what, he ran his hind end off here tonight, I'll tell you.
Yeah, that young man put it together a good race tonight.
Sure did.
He sure did, guys.
And you can bet he ain't going to give Scott Amy anything here going forward.
He's going to do whatever it's going to take to get by Scott, but hopefully we'll see these guys racing clean. We don't want to see a caution come out with just a couple laps to go like we usually do, you know.
Oh, I hate that crap. You
Yeah.
guys.
I don't want to see it finish under caution. I want to see it finish under green.
Me too, Rudy.
All right, 18 laps to go here, folks. Getting this thing wound down. 160 laps ran here tonight. Gary Konzelman in 4th. Tor back to 5th. Rod Ronimus now showed in 6th. And Tim Marlowe in 7th. What happened to Philip Carsley way back in 9th? Whoa. Or 8th, excuse me.
Well, him and the 55 got in there, if you remember right, Rudy. Yeah, and he slid right backwards. Dave Whiteside got into, what was it, Tim Marlowe there, where he bumped doors, and so that Whiteside there got loose there and went through the grass, so he's way back there.
Well, these guys, Scott Amy, not far behind the leader. About a second behind the leader, but I don't know if they've got enough time to close that gap up. 17 to go. 16 to go. Excuse me. 16 more circuits around this track here to get this race done. But I don't know if these guys got anything to get up here with Mikey Earnhardt. Mikey Earnhardt, definitely the class of the field tonight.
Oh, he sure is. I don't know if those, I don't know if those, like Scott or Paul can get up on each other's bumper and try to push each other up there towards the front. I don't know, really.
Yeah, I think you're going to see those two battling for the 2nd position. I don't think they're looking to work together right now.
Yeah,
I hear that, Rogan.
Yeah, I think Paul Doucette's kind of setting him up right now. It looks like he's trying to figure out what he's going to have to do to get by him. Taking a peek every now and then on the inside.
That's a helpless feeling, ain't it, Rudy, when you're sitting there and you know the guy's setting you up and you're trying to do your best thing, so you know he gets by you and you knew you just fell for it.
Yeah, I don't want to be in Scott Amy's shoes right now. I would not want to be in his shoes. He knows he's getting set up, and Paul Doucette, knowing him, he can get by him. He's just trying to figure out what he's got to do, what angle he's going to have to take to get by him. But Scott Amy putting the old block to him now. Coming down to it here. Oh, and the door gets opened.
Oh, boy.
Boy, I'll tell you, that's all it's going to take. Scott to slip up one more time like that. And Paul Doucette's going to stick that nose in there and go.
Yeah, you can believe that young man. He's excited right now. He's having fun. He's enjoying this race. He's enjoying the guys he's racing with, and he's having a good time right now.
That's for sure. Well, let's go back here a little bit further back in the field because we've got some battling going on behind these guys. Gary Konzelman back here, Tor Hellebo now getting challenged by Rod Ronimus on the inside and Tim Marlowe hanging right there. So this is a three-way battle between those three, Tor Hellebo, Rod Ronimus, and he catches the grass, and Tim Marlowe. Good three-way battle going on between these guys. Coming down to it here, 11, going to be crossing the line to take 11 laps to go. And anything could happen between these three back here, but Tim Marlowe pretty much out of it for winning the race there tonight.
Yeah, yep, sure is, Rudy.
Well, you're rubbing in that my pick's back there, Rudy.
Oh, no.
I'm just kidding.
Hey, mine ain't going to win it either, Paul Doucette.
But Paul Doucette put together a good race. I mean, he might not win, but that young man, if he keeps where he's at right now, he's got nothing to be ashamed about. He started in 10th. He's sitting in 3rd, knocking on 2nd. That kid has nothing to be shameful for tonight.
I really do believe here as they come to the line to take 10 to go. I still believe he's got something for Scott Amy to get by him. I may be wrong, but I just think he's got something saved up for him.
Yeah, I think he's just playing with him right now, Rudy. I think, like you said, I think he's just sitting back. Like you said, he's got 9 more laps to go. There's no use going side by side and looking to cause a wreck till the end. Oh!
And there Scott goes up high, but boy, he comes down and closes that door on him. These guys
Scott's worried. He knows what's there.
Yeah, these guys running almost 2 seconds behind the leader. Well, they are 2 seconds. And they're battling really hard. And, Mikey Earnhardt out there in front has got to be just loving it because he's just pulling away.
Yeah, he sure is, Rudy. All that clean air. See you, boys. I'm off.
Yeah, gotta go. Coming to the line, going to be 8 laps to go.
We know you like that clean air, Ed. We saw you start that pit party with you out in front earlier.
Oh, yeah, that was awesome.
Well, we're going to keep an eye on these till we get down to close to the last lap to see who's going to get this second place. I don't know. Scott Amy's starting to maybe pull away a little bit from Paul Doucette. Not sure. He's doing everything he can to break that draft.
I got a Budweiser next week. Rudy says that Paul Doucette takes away from him by the time it's over with.
And here he is. Look at this, guys. Coming to the tri-oval here, or quad-oval, whatever you want to call it. Looking to the inside. Oh, man.
Oh, not enough.
Almost had him. He's going to have to outsmart him here coming to one of them turns. It seems like he's got a really good bite coming off of turn 4. Did you guys notice that?
Yeah, I did, Rudy. Yep.
Yeah, he gets a good bite, and then Scott Amy kind of goes up, but Scott Amy shuts the door on him pretty quick, like he's playing with the kid. He knows what's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, I just hope that they don't wreck each other out, on the last lap or something, and just trying to battle, for position.
Yeah, we just need a good finish, and obviously Mike Earnhardt was the he had the car to beat tonight, and he's up front. There ain't nothing nobody can do about that at this point, except for a late caution and some kind of push at the end. But at this point, I think the battle right here is 2nd and 3rd, and it's getting exciting, you guys.
Yeah, it sure is. I think I just ride. If I'm in 3rd spot, I'm just going to ride behind 2nd place. If I can't get by him, guys, I think I'm just going to ride there. 3rd spot's a good position for this track.
It sure is.
That's a good spot. Any track. How many times you guys been at Talladega, Daytona? You've been 2nd, 3rd spot, and you're about 5 laps left, and you're looking at the 1st place guy, and you're just thinking, dude, you're a sitting duck.
Yeah, I know it.
Tim Marlowe now working over Gary Konzelman. And, Tim's been pretty strong on that high side, so there's another good battle going on back here for, I believe that's 4th and 5th.
Yeah, at this point, if Marlowe can pass him, finish good there, That's just a good feat in itself with all the problems that Tim Marlowe's had tonight.
Oh, that's for sure. Oh, Consolman comes up into him. What the?
Oh my
Well, Marlowe
God! There's the race.
again taken out of the race. Oh my. Doggone it. Well,
That'll end it, fellas.
yeah, that's going to end it. But no caution, but wow. All right, Mikey Earnhardt out front here, coming to the line with 2 to go. Quite a ways back to second place. Talking about 3 seconds back to second place. Scott.
Now, I don't know if Conselman and Marlowe have some words later, but that's about the second, third time they've connected tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. Boy, that. Wow.
Looked like he just, got loose there and just slid up into him.
Well, they were battling for position really hard, and that you could possibly classify that as a racing incident. Not sure, but all right. Well, guess what, guys? Here we are on the final lap, and I'm going to be on the leader. So you guys kind of watch second and third there. Let's see who comes home second. See if Paul Doucette does get a run on our leader, or on second place.
Yeah, Paul Doucette just kind of lost 3 and 4 right there, and looks like he's dropped back. So looks like Scott Amy's going to claim second, and Paul Doucette will end up with third.
Coming out of turn 4, bringing it to the checkered line, bringing home the win here tonight, Mikey Earnhardt. Good job by Mikey.
Yeah, definitely good, Mikey. Congratulations there, and Scott Amy and Paul Doucette, man. All 3 of our drivers. Good race tonight from those guys.
Oh, man, that was a great race. Man, I loved it. I just loved it. Good job by Mikey Earnhardt bringing it to the win. All right, he's bringing it around here. Let's see if we can do a victory burnout for us, maybe. Let me know when it's clear down there, guys, and we'll see if we can't get a word in with our winner.
You got it, Rudy. Our leader's doing his burnout here.
Reverse burnout there, Ed.
I saw that. Was awesome. They're getting them lined up on the stripe there, and they get a photo shot of those drivers.
Well, all 3 of them guys ran one heck of a race tonight, Ed.
They did an awesome job. Really awesome job there.
Well, I'll get first, Ed. You get second, and Brogan, you want to try your hand at it? You can do third.
Yeah, might as well. I'll talk to the young kid. He ran a heck of a race. I don't think it's going to be hard to interview you, that young man.
Sure thing. All right, well, what the heck? He disappeared. Why did he leave?
Well, he left the track there, Rudy.
Yeah. Well, that's all right. I got him back. Let me know when I can unmute it.
Okay, Bo. Quick, channel's clear.
Mikey Earnhardt, this is Rudy Cummings in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Great win out there today, Mikey. You were definitely the class of the field. I mean, obviously, pulled away by, gosh, I think you were over 3 seconds, 3.3 seconds or something back. So great job. Tell us about your race out there today, Mikey.
This is probably the best car I've actually ever had at Charlotte. And I want to say thank you to Tim Marlowe. It was his set, and it was an awesome set, man. Best car I've ever had.
Well, I guess that kind of explains why you and him seem to be the fastest around here. Tim he got into a lot of bad luck today. Just relentlessly bad luck. But great job out there today, Mikey. Congratulations on your win. It was an awesome race to sit up here in the booth and watch, and you did an absolutely amazing job. Good job out there. And you want to give a shout out to anybody or a thank you?
I appreciate that, Rudy. Yeah, I'd like to definitely thank you guys, MaxSpeedTV and Dirty South. Both of you do a fantastic job doing this for us, and I really do appreciate it.
All right, thanks a lot, Mikey, and hope to see you maybe next week. I guess we're going to Talladega, so I kind of wanted to get that out there, let everybody know, and maybe we'll see you run really as good, or if not better, maybe next week. So, but great job out there today, Mikey. Congratulations again, buddy. Ed?
Rudy, I appreciate it.
Got it, Rudy. Scott Amy, the 55 car. You got a copy? You can get up in the booth.
Yeah, I do, Ed.
Hey, Scott, what a run, man. You're holding off Paul Doucette there, the 51 car there. Lap after lap there, closing the lap there. Didn't know if you were going to keep that car up in second spot, but you did it. What a good race. You want to tell us a little bit about your racing here at Charlotte tonight?
Well, yeah, I had a little bit of bad luck there at the beginning, got a lap down, and then I managed to get my lap back, and I worked my way back up to second. So, all in all, I had a pretty good night. I don't think anybody had anything for Mikey, though.
Yeah, Mikey really had a fast car tonight. He started way in the back there and worked himself all the way up back to the front there. And once you got up in clean air, like I was always talking to the boys in the booth there, once you got clean air in the front, there's no holding you back. You don't have nobody to worry about, just keep on moving forward. But you gave it a try there. It was awesome racing from you and the 51 there, Paul Doucette, man. You guys did an awesome job, worked yourself up there where you needed to be, and pulled off a second spot here at Charlotte. That's just awesome all by itself, buddy. Great job, a great job. Do you want to give a wave out to your fans and a thank you to anybody out there?
Well, yeah, I'd like to thank Dirty South Racing and you guys for broadcasting this for us, and Mr. David Whiteside for help with the setup. Couldn't have done it without him.
Okay, Scott, thank you very much there, and we really appreciate it there. And like I said, congratulations there on that second spot again, buddy. Good job. Back to you, Reese.
All right, go ahead there, Brogan. You want to do third?
Hey, Paul, how's it going? You qualified 10th, you finished third. A long race, looked like you had a little bit of damage in the midpoint of that race. You got fixed up. What was your strategy for this race, and did it work out, or did you have to change it partway through?
Yeah, I did change my strategy a little bit. My plan was to stay in the back, but then coming through midway of the race, I said that, I'm going to have to stay up front if I want to finish around here. So, yeah, like Scott, I had some bad luck at the start also, so I tried to change my strategy in that.
Yeah, you ran a good race, man. You start 10th, you finish third. Your battle Scott Amy there at the end. What was happening there at the end? You just not have enough to get him, or were you trying to reel him in, just didn't have enough time?
Yeah, Scott had a very fast car there, but I was just happy just riding along right behind him. I would try to battle for second place.
Well, you had a good race, man. You finished good. It was fun to watch your race. You guys, shout out to your chief sponsors. Anybody you want to shout out to tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank you guys, MaxSpeedTV, for broadcasting this, and I'd like to thank Dirty South Racing for everything they do. It was a really fun race. Then I'd like to thank Mr. David Whiteside for the setup.
Thank you, Paul. You ran a good race, and it was fun watching you, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Well, let's, as our winner left the field, congratulations again to Mikey Earnhardt, but let's run down through the results here real quick. Mikey Earnhardt, of course, our winner in the number 28. Scott Amy coming in second. Paul Doucette with a close third. Very good battle between second and third through pretty much the whole race. Tor Hellebeau in 4th, Gary Konzelman 5th, Rod Ronemus 6th, David Whiteside finishing 7th, Tim Marlowe, the ping pong ball out there today. Man, I'm telling you, the poor guy went for ride after ride after ride, just could not keep that car up front without getting taken out, finishing in the 8th spot. Philip Carsley finishing 9th, William Keogh 10th, Joe Hernandez 11th, Ryan Sadusky having all kinds of steering issues out there today, rounding out the field in the 12th position. So great job out there today by these guys. Ed, you got any last minute comments about the race today?
Yeah, Rudy, I thought the race was awesome here at Charlotte. I think we had, what, four or five cautions out there. I think it was 4 cautions we had out there. Am I correct?
Yep, 4 cautions.
Yeah, 4 cautions, 160 laps here. Wow, that's awesome. Good racing by these guys. I really enjoyed it, Rudy. I saw a lot of good racing, hard racing here from these guys. And like I said, man, if anybody wants to join Dirty South Racing, man, these are the guys. Hook up with them. You want to race some clean drivers, these are the guys to do it with. All in all, guys, I enjoyed the race. I'm glad Brogan and Rudy are in the booth here. Just had a great time tonight. Thank you.
All right, good job, Ed. Brogan, you got any last minute comments about the race?
Yeah, I thought it was a great race. Like Ed said, there's 4 cautions over 160 laps. You had a lot of good drivers. There's a few racing incidents. Really, they're racing incidents. Nothing more than that. People just kind of racing hard. It ended up good. It was a good, fun race. It's kind of cool to see the late models here. Is a little something different. MaxSpeedTV putting it on was fun to be part of this, Rudy. I appreciate it. And anybody out there want to be part of Dirty South, go to dirtysouth.com. Get a hold of Lee, get a hold of Skip. And always looking for more drivers to race with these guys. And it's a good group of people here.
All right, Brogan, thanks a lot. Yeah, I kind of agree with both of you on that. I really like this combination here tonight. This was a great race. We've seen a lot of green flag runs, pit stops. I think we only seen maybe one bad, what was it, one of the bad cautions there that actually somebody did get an EOL for, and I believe that was Tim Marlowe, or no, I think it was Mikey Earnhardt. But he battled back from that and brought it home to the win here tonight. So I'm very impressed with this combination here. Love it. Want to do it again. And it was great broadcasting this for Dirty South. And again, like Brogan said, if you want to join these guys, go to dirtysouth.racing.com and sign up. They got a beautiful web page there. And hook up with these guys because they are very, very good racers. As you just seen, this was a great, great race. So, well, that's going to do it for us for here tonight at Dirty South. But we will be broadcasting again here probably within about an hour or so. So stay with us, our viewers, or come back and see us again, whatever. But we'll be back here in a little bit with our second broadcast of the night. So signing off for MaxSpeedTV. Thanks for joining us.